You might not realize it yet, but your French listening is improving, probably a lot more than you think. I see this all the time with French learners. They spend hours practicing and they feel stuck, like nothing is changing. But something is changing. It's just quiet. Your ears are slowly adapting to real French, even if you don't notice it yet. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. In this video, I'll show you 10 clear signs that your French is improving. Real signs that most learners completely miss. And if you recognize even just a few of them, you're much further along than you think. Plus, at the end, I'll share a few extra tips to help you speed up your progress even more. So if you've ever felt like you're putting in the time, the energy, the effort, and still not seeing results, this video will give you the clarity and the confidence to keep going. Sign number 1, you don't avoid fast French anymore. Remember when fast French felt impossible? The moment things sped up, you'd pause the video, sigh, and think, nope, that's not for me. But now, something's changed. You don't run from it anymore. You face it. You lean it. You keep listening, even when it's fast and messy. That's when most people quit where you used to, but you don't anymore. Sign number 2. Words don't sound like a blur anymore. Do you remember how, in the beginning, everything felt like one endless sound? It was like there were no spaces at all. But now, something changed. You can actually hear where one word ends and the next begins. It's not just noise anymore, it's language. Even if you don't understand every word yet, that shift is powerful. It means your ears are starting to really hear the French sounds and link them to words. Sign number 3. Familiar words or phrases are becoming easier to catch. Do you remember how, in the beginning, everything rushed by so fast that even simple everyday words or phrases disappeared? And you'd blame yourself, thinking, how could I miss that? I know this word. Now it's different. Those phrases suddenly pop out. It's like they light up in the middle of a fast conversation. They give you something solid to hold on to. So instead of getting lost, you stay with the flow. Sign number 4. You suddenly catch words you only knew on paper. Has this ever happened to you? You're listening and out of nowhere, you hear a word you've only ever seen in a book, an article, or in an app. For a second, you almost can't believe it, but there it is. That moment feels amazing. It's like two worlds finally meet. The French you see written and the French you hear. That means your brain is finally linking the two, the written words and the sounds. Sign number 5, you're catching the overall meaning faster. Do you remember when you used to translate every single word in your head? By the time you figured out what one sentence meant, the conversation had already moved on and you'd completely lost track. Now it's different. You know what's going on without understanding or even catching every word. You follow the story, the tone, the flow. That shift is powerful. It shows your brain is focusing on meaning now and not stuck translating word by word anymore. It's one of the clearest signs your listening is leveling up. Sign number 6. Listening to French doesn't drain you like it used to. Do you remember those early days when just a few minutes of French felt like running a mental marathon? Your brain would tense up, and very quickly you were done, completely tired. Now it's different. You can listen longer without feeling that same exhaustion. The sounds aren't overwhelming anymore. They feel familiar now. Your brain isn't fighting to keep up, it's flowing with it. That's a big sign your listening is getting stronger. Sign number 7, you recover faster when you get lost. Do you remember how, before, the moment you didn't understand something, panic set in? Your brain froze, frustration kicked in, and you felt like everything was falling apart. Now it's different. When you miss something, you don't spiral. You stay calm, keep listening, and pick things back up instead of giving up. That's real confidence. You're finally trusting yourself to find your way back. Sign number 8, you rely less on subtitles. Do you remember when watching a video without subtitles felt impossible? You just skip it and move on to the next one. But now it's different. You don't avoid videos without subtitles anymore. You start to hear the words. Songs and podcasts feel easier to follow, and you actually enjoy it. That moment feels amazing. It's proof that your listening has gotten stronger even if you didn't notice it happening. Sign number 9, your pronunciation is improving without you even trying. Have you ever said something in French and surprised yourself with how good it sounded? You didn't practice it. You weren't thinking about things like how each sound should be pronounced or which words should be linked. The words just came out naturally. That happens when your ears have been trained to the sounds of French. It suddenly gets so much easier for your mouth to say them. It doesn't feel like it, but that's a real sign your listening is paying off. Sign number 10, you feel more confident navigating daily life in French or participating in French class. Do you remember how stressful a simple conversation at the bakery used to feel? Or how nervous you felt when your French teacher asked you a question in class? You could feel the heat rise in your face, your hands getting sweaty. You were tense about understanding, worried about missing something, and constantly second guessing yourself. And when you tried to answer, the words came out slowly and awkwardly, like they were stuck. Now it's different. You're more relaxed. You focus on the person, not on the noise in your head. You don't panic if you miss a word. You keep going. And that changes everything. When you stop doubting yourself every second, your confidence grows fast. This is the moment when all your hard work finally pays off. If you recognized even a few of these signs, that's real progress. Your ears are adapting, even if you don't always notice it. And if you're thinking, okay, how do I keep this momentum going? Here's what works. Don't practice, train. Practice is something you do once in a while. It's passive, almost on autopilot. Training is focused. It's intentional. It's what gets results. Here's how to train effectively. First, keep your audio short, 20 seconds to 1 minute. Shorter clips make it easier to stay focused and repeat them over and over. And that brings us to the second tip. Use repetition. The more you hear something, the clearer it gets. And if you don't believe me, try this quick test. I link right here. Third, train without context. Listen to something without knowing what it's about. And challenge yourself to figure it out without subtitles or visuals. This trains your brain to rely only on the sounds, not on clues around them. And that makes it so much easier to understand real conversations or movies later when you do have context and visual cues. And if you want to see what happens when you train efficiently, join my 25-day listening challenge. It will help you make real noticeable progress in less than a month. It works, and the best part? It's completely free. See you there.